Well, good morning. What a fantastic speech you made earlier on. I was really fascinated. This is Adel Ali, the CEO of Air Arabia. So just give us a quick snapshot of this amazing growth that you have had in this region.
It's been a 10 years history where we started small, 2 airplanes, we moved on to 35 today and 28 more coming. So it gets us to in about 2 years' time to 50 plus. We had $13 million. Today we're worth $1.2 billion. We had 5 airports operating into. Today we operate to 87. And we had 100 people. Now we have 1,500 working for us.
Fantastic story. And this is a low-cost airline in a region like this. It's highly counterintuitive. Could you just give us a background of what inspired you, how much the growth of the low-budget airlines in Europe had an inspiration for you, or a model, a business model?
Of course, we had to look at what's happening in Europe. We had to look at what's happening in America, where the low cost started 35, 40 years ago. And we just felt that there is a good need in this market to have it, given the demography of the overall public in the MENA region. I think when you set up an airline, you don't think only of the people who are traveling, but you've got to think about people who use other method of transportation. And we just saw thousands of people, the middle income, lower income, traveling on buses, when the weather does not help, borders does not help, scenery does not help. And we just thought all those people are a potential market. And surprisingly, as soon as we set up the airline, we found the demand was far exceeding the supply. And this is why we had to grow and move on.
That's a fascinating story. Given the fact that it is so counterintuitive and you have had such an amazing success, what kind of advice would you give other startups in the region who might want to start low-cost opportunity, go after low-cost opportunities?
I think the advice, my advice from a business perspective, have a business purpose. Don't open any business because you like it or you love it. It has to have a business purpose and it has to make financial sense. And if you're there, and then don't give up too quickly. But from a low-cost point of view, the life has changed all over the world, and Middle East is no different. People want value for money. And we've seen not just the airline that we have, we've seen a lot of companies have set up a budget shopping malls, and they have been successful. We've seen budget restaurants, they've been successful. And people are more aware of why they should spend their money. And today we do have very wealthy people who travel on low-cost airlines, but they pay that money and enjoy it in hotels outside. So I think when you can get value for money, regardless whether you are rich or non-rich, you go for it.
So you've done a lot of segmentation. Given the fact that we're in a private equity SuperReturn conference, what kind of advice would you give in terms of funding from private equity for a startup?
I think, it's always, you've got to have a very strong idea, very good, strong business model. And if you convince people that this business model is a good one, you have opportunities where the funds are available everywhere in the world, and particularly in this region. People will support you if they're convinced. But for us, we've had to get the money to start the business. Then we wanted much bigger money, which made us go to the market and IPO the company, and that's where the real value came. And we told the public that we'll take your money to expand the business, and that's what exactly we've done. We took their money and bought 44 airplanes, and those 44 airplanes are making good money to pay back dividends.
Fantastic. And how do you see the whole thing, the entire thing working out in 5 years' time in the region?
I think the region is going through a transformation. We've seen 10 years of success. I expect that some of the political rumblings that are going around us will calm down. And in the next 5 years, I can see a real success because we have got 350 million people in the Arab world altogether, plus Indian subcontinent of 1.5 billion, will be able to tap on those markets, which are great.
Super. I know we're running out of time. What a fantastic story. And thank you very much, Adel.
Thank you.